Well, normally I call the meeting to order as the president of the board, but since we have so many special guests here tonight, I'm going to pick two boys who are in the front row. Can you guys come up for a second? So here's what you got to do. You got to grab this and hit that as hard as you can. Now I'll give your brother a chance. Good job. Now you can sit down. I'd like to call to order the meeting of Homewood School District 153 for October 12th, 2021. Roll call, please.
Mr. Booth. Mrs. Marks.
Here.
Mrs. Buffet.
Here.
Mr. Schmidt.
Here.
Mr. Zinnerman. Mrs. Habergorst.
Here.
Mr. Bosch.
Here.
6 present. Mr. Zinnerman is out of town tonight. We have approval of minutes from the public hearing of September 13th, 2021 and the regular board meeting of September 13th, 2021. Are there any additions or corrections to either set of minutes? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have future dates.
Yes, there are 2 dates that I would like to tell everybody about. At the end of the month, October 29th, we do have an early dismissal day. That is leading up to the Halloween weekend, but that is also a time for our staff to be able to get some work done that afternoon. And then also parent-teacher conferences are coming up the week of Thanksgiving. So November 22nd and November 23rd, and you'll be hearing more about that. But due to the popularity of the Zoom model that we used last year, we're going to offer families the option of doing either a Zoom conference or an in-person conference. So more details to be coming on that.
Okay, and then we have some presentations tonight. And the first presentation is the Tom Dockweiler Awards.
Yes.
I just want to explain a little bit about the award before we get into the rest of it, or at least who Tom Dockweiler was, for those of you who may not know. Tom was president of the school board for a long time, and it was his goal to always raise the bar. And he was always really thrilled when he saw improvement. In fact, it was what he really lived for. And so this award honors our former president, Tom Dockweiler, and it honors improvement. So let me turn it over to Dr. McAllister.
Yes, this is always one of our favorite nights of the year. And the reason is you look out here and you see all these faces, not only our families, our students, of course, who we're recognizing tonight. We'll get to them in just a second, but also all of our staff members who we'll be recognizing as well. It really is a celebration. And one of the things I know I personally enjoy, and I know the board enjoys it as well. So I will call up at this time. Students, what we're going to do is we'll call up your principal, and she will ask you to come up and stand next to her, and they'll say all sorts of great things about you and why you're being recognized. And then we will get a picture with everybody when we're all done. Okay, so let's start with Mrs. Lawson from Willow School. Mrs. Lawson. And since we are Zooming, it's important we talk into the microphone so all of our audience at home can hear us. So that's why she's going to be over there.
You're good.
I asked Benedict to come up too. She's our bilingual person at Willow School because my recipient's family is multilingual. So I want her to be able to translate all the great things.
Family? ¿La familia también? Vete, Julie.
Anyway, why don't you get right next to him?
Thank you. Melissa, do you want to be in there and I'll take that? Got two of them in there.
All right, congratulations, Max, and congratulations to his family. Very proud of him. All right, next from Churchill School, Mrs. Schnorr. Mrs. Schnorr, make sure you talk right in there.
Sure. All right. Good evening. That's okay. I'm all right. I shouldn't have worn my heels.
You keep talking.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right, good evening. I am extremely honored to award tonight to Kingston this honor. Kingston is a fourth grader in Mrs. Shannon and Mrs. Smith's class. And as this award emphasizes the achievement of growth, I wanted to be specific about the amazing growth that Kingston has shown. And though I have only known you for a short time, Kingston, you have made quite an impression. And here is why. Between the fall of last year and this year, Kingston has grown 5 reading levels, which is a huge feat, especially so early on in your development as a scholar. So congratulations, that's incredible. And also, his growth between the fall of last year and this year was significant in reading, none like any other. And when we looked through all of the data, Kingston was a bright shining star. He rose to the top when you looked at that improvement in reading. And it's such an important skill and something that you should really be proud of. On top of that, we're going to layer on additional improvement in the area of math. Again, your STAR score showing significant growth in math. Most importantly, though, is that even despite whatever challenges you may face or have faced, Kingston, everyone I talk to at Churchill who knows you, first thing that they always mention is what a hard worker you are. You're an incredibly hard worker. I see it. I pop in there and I see you. You're hard at work. And then also the persistence and the positive attitude that you have is just beautiful. So keep that up. I'm just incredibly proud to celebrate your growth, and I can't wait to see all the wonderful things you're going to do this year, Kingston. Congratulations. Come on in. The more the merrier.
Come and grab. Watch it.
All right, Kingston, congratulations, and congratulations to his family. Well done. Well done. And finally, we have Mrs. Johnson from James Hart.
Good evening, everyone. So our recipient for James Hart actually is right now a freshman at HF. She could not be here this evening. The funny thing is we wondered because her schedule is so full and she's so involved in stuff, but if something else came up. But our recipient is Chloe Pease. The reason Chloe was chosen just because not only is Chloe amazing, but Chloe looks out for everybody, everyone, and her school. And that was truly one of the things that stood out. I mean, honestly, last year, was a crazy year, and Chloe was so concerned more about her peers and having a great year and making the best and how she could help out the school. So Chloe excelled not only inside the classroom, but outside the classroom, just to help make James Hart a better place for everyone. She's continuing to help us now by helping out with the speech team. So just truly her contributions, again, inside and outside the classroom, hardworking, caring, and just a wonderful young lady. So our recipient tonight, which she knows she's going to get her things at a later time, is Chloe Pease.
Yeah, and congratulations to Chloe. I had the privilege of working with her when I was the James Hart principal, so I know her well. And congratulations again to our other students. I will point out, so students, you each got a card, and inside that card, there is a gift card to Bookies. So you can go out and pick a book of your own at our local bookstore. So congratulations and enjoy.
And I want to mention that our students would not do as well as they do without the incredible teachers that help them every day and everyone in the building. So when we have a success story like this, it is not just the student's success story, but it belongs to every adult who has helped them along the way. And I also want to thank the parents, because without your efforts, your children wouldn't be achieving the way they do. They do this because you care about their learning, their education, and you support our efforts, and we appreciate that so much. So this award is not only your child's, but it's yours as well. So thank you so much for letting us teach your children and entrusting them to us. Congratulations to all of you. Now we have some more awards to give out tonight, and you are all welcome to stay. However, if you have other things that you need to do, maybe a little celebrating or some homework, we will not be offended if you feel like you need to leave us. But if you want to stay, of course, you're welcome to. And with that being said, I'm going to have Dr. McAllister introduce the Jerry Morin Educational Excellence Awards. And Jerry is also a past board member who devoted his time on the board to supporting the staff and all of the things that the staff needed to do their jobs so well.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Marks. One of the highlights of the year for us is to recognize outstanding staff members. And in addition to certified staff teachers, who we're going to recognize, one from each building tonight, we also have support staff, all of whom play a really, really critical role in our buildings. Any of you who've spent any time at all walking around with our students, there is an army of adults who care and nurture for our kids every day. And so we're really excited to be able to recognize two people from each building who the principals will talk about, and then we have a resolution that we'll read for each of them. But it goes without saying that the work they put forth and the people we're going to recognize, incredibly deserving. Teaching is a really, really challenging job under the best of circumstances. And we all know, of course, that the last year and continuing on to this year, it's been even more so. So we're excited to be able to recognize the staff members who are here this evening. So again, we will start with Willow School. Ms. Lawson, if you could come up and recognize. We'll recognize both employees. You can talk about one, and then we'll do the resolution, then you'll bring up the other, and we'll take a staff picture with both of your staff members. Okay? Mrs. Lawson.
Come on, Sarah.
Good evening, brother. All right, brother, thank you.
So, Gail, would you stand, please?
Ms. Lawson, can you step up to the mic?
All right.
Thank you.
So, standing is Gail Strainey, Nurse Gail Strainey, or as the office refers to her, Nurse Agrita Covidteria, because she does just a little bit about everything in the office. Gail does all of the IEPs in the district, all of the reports, all of the hearing, all of the vision screenings. She is one of the most creative people that I know. Anywhere from our Halloween costumes to bulletin boards with children's underwear, Gail has it down. They are eye-catching, they are funny, but they get their point across. Gail is a diehard at Willow. She is there first thing in the morning, and I am kicking her out the door at least 4 nights a week, maybe 5. And she was a little ticked off that we were closed on Saturday this week. Gail has probably talked to a gazillion parents, and that's just this year alone. It's getting their physicals in, reassuring them that their kids are okay. And now with COVID, she's taken on all of those duties of testing and tracking and making sure that they're spitting and that they're spitting in the right place and in the tube and not on each other. And then what happens? She is the queen of Band-Aids, cough drops, and lost teeth. She helps everywhere, and we could not be more grateful to have her as part of our team. And I am just crushed that she is retiring this year, but nobody deserves it more. So Gail Strainey.
Gail, would you be able to come up when we read your resolution? So we have Ms. Havagorst, our secretary, will read your resolution. And we'd like everybody to be able to see you, including those at home.
Over where? Whereas Gail Strainey was the unanimous winner of this award, and whereas Gail Strainey has guided Willow and the rest of the district through the COVID-19 pandemic, and whereas Gail Strainey has organized the SHIELD testing process each week and monitored the results, often into the weekend until they become available, and whereas Gail Strainey comes to work early and stays late, and whereas Gail Strainey is the first person to lend her time and creativity to any project. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education of Homewood Elementary School District 153 hereby recognizes Gail Strainey for her dedication to Homewood students and her academic excellence.
And Gail, you can sit right there, and then we'll do our other Willow staff, and we'll get a picture.
Lisa, will you stand up? I would like to introduce Ms. Lisa Rost. Lisa is the biggest and best team player that Willow School has ever seen. Last year, we had to add a first grade at the last minute, and she said, I can do that. And she did it, and she did it marvelously. She has the most positive attitude. Anytime you ask her, it's how can I help? What do you need? I will do what's best for the kids, always. She puts her team before herself all of the time. In terms of curriculum, she knows every grade level. She does project-based learning, she extends it, and she bases it on what the kids want to do. She works usually, when she hasn't been reassigned to someplace else, with our higher achieving kids. So she's able to do some really creative things with them. Everything that she touches is high interest. I observed her one year and they were building beaver dams because that's what the book was about, and that was the best way for the kids to understand it. Incredibly creative. She does a ton of the assessments at Willow School. She does them for all levels. She helps the teachers. And then she takes our kids that are high in math and she gives them even more assessments to fine tune to make sure that that group that she's working with are really high achieving. She coaches our math Olympiad. She puts in extra time after school with that and has been extremely successful with our team. She's also the only person in our building right now who's national board certified. She sets a great example for everybody else, and I'm excited that you won this award. Thanks, Lisa.
And I'll read your
Lisa, yep,
I'll
thank you.
read your board resolution. Whereas Lisa Rost is a curriculum expert in all grades, kindergarten through second. Whereas Lisa Rost is dedicated to screening and assessing students at all grade levels at Willow School to determine if they qualify for enrichment programs. And whereas Lisa Rost coaches the very successful Math Bowl team each year. And whereas Lisa Rost creates project-based learning of high interest to students. And whereas Lisa Rost is always willing to help students, fellow staff members, and administrators. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education of Homewood Elementary School District 153 hereby recognizes Lisa Rost for her dedication to Homewood students and her academic excellence. Congratulations.
All right. I am thrilled to present awards for Churchill School. And what I'd like to say about both of our awardees tonight, there's so much that I can say about both of you. I put it all in the resolution. I'll keep it short and sweet here on the introductions. But to both of you, without a doubt, I am a better educator, a better leader, and a better person because I know you and I've had the opportunity to work with both of you. So congratulations, this is so well deserved. I'm gonna start with Mike, Mr. Michael Carr, please stand. Yes. Mike has been with Churchill School about 6 years, and you have been everywhere doing everything under the sun, lunch supervisor, recess supervisor, assistant, I think the bulldog plenty of times. But most important, you have been an absolute champion for kids and a champion for our school in ways that no one else can be. It's quite exceptional to see how you work and the impact that you have on our students and on our school as a whole. Doing this work day in and day out, it is extremely challenging, and I want Michael Carr on my team. So I know that you have big plans as you continue to grow and develop as an educator, and I expect great things. So congratulations. There you go.
Okay, and here's the resolution. Whereas Michael Carr has been a valued member of Churchill School for the past 6 years, and whereas Michael Carr has consistently developed authentic and joyful relationships with students, families, and team members that result in a stronger Churchill community. And whereas Michael Carr has been admirably selfless and completely committed to seeing the team succeed for the benefit of our students and families. And whereas Michael Carr has gained the utmost respect of his peers as he has an easygoing and good-natured approach and provides valuable guidance in difficult situations. And whereas Michael Carr is an exceptional role model who consistency demonstrates a strong character and dependability in all he does. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education of Homewood Elementary School District 153 hereby recognizes Michael Carr for his dedication to Homewood students and his excellence in serving our learning community.
Our next award winner is Jillian Siznowski. please stand. Jillian is serving in her second year, and in both of those years, she has been a fifth grade teacher at Churchill. And I have to say, the moment we met on Zoom, I knew that you were bringing something incredibly special into this world, and you have delivered that absolutely and completely. You are a gift to our school community. You are a talented and masterful teacher with a heart of gold. And I just want to thank you for being the incredible human being that you are, and having the impact that you have had on our Churchill School. So thank you very much. Congratulations.
Okay. Whereas Jillian Siznowski has been a valued member of Churchill School for the past 2 years. And whereas Jillian Siznowski has developed deeply caring and communicative relationships with students, families, and staff that have contributed to the highest levels of learning at Churchill School. And whereas Jillian Siznowski takes initiative to support the work of our school and her team, learning and leading in meaningful ways. And whereas Jillian Siznowski has quickly earned the respect of her peers by humbly sharing her masterful approach to the craft of teaching, as well as being a patient, supportive, and resourceful team member. And whereas Jillian Siznowski has uplifted our school community with her positivity, kindness, and heart for students and their learning. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education of Homewood Elementary School District 153 hereby recognizes Jillian Siznowski for her dedication to Homewood students and her excellence in teaching. Congratulations.
So we have two amazing people for James Hart School, and we're going to start off with Julie Bidwell. So a little story. I sent Julia an email saying, hey, need you to come to the board meeting because we're going to honor you. And she was like, me? She's like, but I just do my job. And you do an amazing job, and that's why you're here. So thank you so much for all you do. Julie, words to describe you: amazing, hardworking, selfless. You do so much for our students. I think about last year. We're like, hey, we're going to be on Zoom. Julie's like, I got it. Hey, Julie, we're about to do this thing called FDLA. Need you to come in with some kids. Cool, I'm here. I got you. Hey, Julie, we're going to take an adaptive pause and we're going to go back. I got you. Julie had just adapted to everything, and that is her each and every day. She is homework club. She is lunch duty. She is like, what can I do to help students? And she does secret Culver's lunches as rewards for kids too. But she is just so amazing. You give each and every day, not just to the students that are assigned to you, but to all the students in our school. And you just make our school community such a better place, not just the 7th grade team, but our entire school. So Julie, thank you so much for our service, and you are so deserving of this award.
Okay, whereas Julie Bidwell has been an instructional assistant in Homewood School District 153 since August 2017. And whereas Julie Bidwell is a valued member of the 7th grade team, where she readily accepts new tasks and exceeds expectations daily. And whereas Julie Bidwell willingly agrees to help out James Hart School in a variety of capacities, including lunch duty and homework club, and does so with a friendly smile. And whereas Julie Bidwell approaches each situation with a warm and approachable demeanor and keeps students' best interests at heart every day. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education of Homewood Elementary School District 153 hereby recognizes Julie Bidwell for her dedication to Homewood students and our school community. Congratulations.
Our next recipient is the amazing Liz Benedict. Stand up. Stand up, mama. You know, I think about Liz and everything that she does for our school. And I'm like, and honestly, it's a checklist. Team lead, check. BLT, check. She's doing lunch duty, check. Recess. I mean, Liz does it all, does it with a smile. I don't know that I've ever seen anybody as organized as Liz. I mean, just in terms of the plans, honestly, she was our lead getting the curriculum ready, not just for ELA curriculum, not just for our building, but she helped out with Churchill. You name it, Liz does it. And does it with a smile. Honestly, you know, Liz was working on a leadership degree, and I'm thinking she don't have one already. Oh my goodness, just because this is you each and every day. It is in you, it is in your heart to do what is best, not just for the students in your class. You have high expectations for yourself, you have high expectations for your students, you have high expectations for our school, and it shows in everything you do for our school community each and every day. I know your team loves you. I love you. We all love you. And we appreciate, you know, that. And right now, even with the waddle girl, you are doing it each and every day here at our school. And I thank you so much. And I am just so proud to be serving with you at James Hart.
Whereas Liz Benedict has been a valued teacher in Homewood School District 153 since August 2012. And whereas Liz Benedict is the team leader for the 6th grade team. She serves on various committees, including the building leadership team, the evaluation committee, and summer writing. She is organized and a planner. She is always willing to problem solve and do what is needed to help students learn and achieve. And whereas Liz Benedict has extensive knowledge in both ELA and social studies. She oversaw the pilot and adoption of the new ELA curriculum for James Hart and Churchill. And whereas Liz Benedict has high expectations for herself and her students. She personifies excellence in teaching and leadership. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education of Homewood Elementary School District 153 hereby recognizes Liz Benedict for her dedication to Homewood students and her academic excellence.
Yeah, for sure. Congratulations to all of you. I know that you all represent everybody in your building who is an outstanding educator and leader. And I want you all to know that if you have someplace else you'd rather be, just like with our students and their families, we will not be offended if you leave now. Although we would love for you to stay too.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gail. Okay, next item on our agenda is audience participation. Is there anyone in the audience who has come to address the board on any items that are not on tonight's agenda? Okay. Are there any responses to questions or concerns raised at previous meetings?
There are none.
Are there any board members who have any reports?
Yeah, so last week, I think it was last week, my
Yeah.
gosh, time flies. Last week, we had a finance and property committee meeting, and we continued our discussion about evaluating and looking at various projects in the buildings across the entire district. We got a lot of good information, a lot of input from folks across the district that we are weighing and considering. And we have another F&P meeting in, I think, 3 weeks to come together once some additional information that we asked for and that we want to consider is gathered. So I don't know, Deb, if you have anything you want to add from our meeting?
I don't think so. Lots of information, lots going on.
Yes,
We'll have
agreed.
lots to report on at the next board meeting.
Great. Anyone else have any meetings that you'd like to report on? All right. We have several consent agenda items, and I do need to add, never mind, we have the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Ms. Marks. I did want to point out that recently, last week actually, our administrative team, along with a handful of teacher leaders, including Ms. Siznowski, who was just recognized, completed our fifth and final day of our DEI training. So that's been going back to last summer. There were 5 full 8-hour days of training for all of us. And we're very excited as we kind of immersed ourselves in some of the fundamentals of equity and inclusion work and diversity work here in the district. And the goal, of course, is not just to train ourselves, but ultimately to see how this might manifest itself throughout our district. So within the next few weeks, we'll be meeting with our steering committee to share the ideas that we heard over those 5 days of training and to kind of set a future course for our district. So we look forward to that work. Also, I wanted to remind everyone this Friday is October 15th. And a few weeks ago, we set that as the deadline for a vaccination mandate. And I'm proud to say that a great majority of our staff are fully vaccinated, well over 90% in each building. And the handful who are not have received exemptions. So we're excited to be able to provide really an incredibly safe environment for our students and staff to come to work each day. I will also be sending out information on how we will handle visitors who come into our building under the new guidelines. So basically, as an outline, during the school day, you'll need to show proof of vaccination if you come in for more than 15 minutes inside the school buildings. That does not apply outside the school day, And if you're here just dropping something off in an office, we would not require that. But more information will be coming home to families. I mentioned earlier parent-teacher conferences, November 22nd and 23rd, so we'll be looking for information on that. I also am really excited, and we'll be celebrating more later this month, but our 3 principals, all of whom stood up here and recognized their staff members and talked about the great things that their staff do, I would be remiss if we also didn't recognize that October is National Principals Month. And you know, I really, every time I go and visit the buildings and I spend time with the 3 individuals who are seated in the back and who you saw, again, introduce their staff members, I'm really amazed at the work that each of you do. It is a lonely job. It is an incredibly challenging job. It can be a frustrating job, but you all know also it's a really rewarding job. And the impact that you have on kids and families and staff members can't be overstated. So, from me to you, and like I said, we'll be celebrating more here later this month. But I just wanted to publicly recognize you for what you do, because our buildings simply could not operate without you. So thank you, thank you, thank you for what you do. And also I wanted to point out, we do have one staff member who's retiring. And I just wanted to mention Kathy Hansen. She was not able to be with us, but she's actually retiring at the end of this month. And Kathy has worked in our district for many years, as a secretary at Millennium School, and then most recently working in our Student Support Services office with Miss Mandy Soza. So Kathy is bidding her final adieu to District 153 in just a couple of weeks. And so she has been a wonderful, competent, highly motivated staff member, and we're really going to miss Kathy, but I wanted to publicly acknowledge her for the service that she's given to our district. And that's my report.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. All right, now we have our consent agenda, and we do need to add one item, which is to approve the resolutions honoring staff. So we will have items A, B, C, D, and E tonight. The first item is authorize the chief school business official to pay the usual and customary bills for November 2021. The second item is the personnel report. Are there any questions on the personnel report? Did you want to make any comments on it?
Yeah, the only thing I'll point out, at the bottom of the personnel report, you see we are officially opening the kindergarten section that was created due to increasing enrollment, and closing the perm sub position because we took our perm sub and moved her into the kindergarten position. So that's what those 2 positions are.
Thank you. Any questions on the personnel report?
No.
All right, we need to approve the co-curriculars for the 2021-2022 school year.
Yeah, we are excited to be able to reintroduce, in many respects, all of our co-curriculars. So athletics, we've had our fall season completed now with cross-country finishing this weekend. Basketball is currently underway, and many of our activities have started as well. So what you have in your report is a complete listing of all the co-curriculars we've offered in the past. Some of them right now do not have sponsors. We hope to fill those, of course, but we wanted you to see the complete listing so we could get that approved. Our principals, of course, will actively search to find people to do those activities. But it's one of the things I think that draws families to our district when you look at that list of all the different activities that we offer to our kids in all 3 buildings. It's really remarkable for an elementary school district. So we appreciate your support for those things for our kids.
I also want to mention that I really do think we're one of the only districts that offers co-curricular activities, kindergarten through 8th grade, that kids have opportunities beginning when they start in the district. And I am a firm believer that the relationships that our students make in their clubs help them be better students during the day. So that extra time that the teachers put in really pays off huge dividends, not only helping kids with their passions, but helping them feel connected to an adult in the building. Any questions? Okay, and then we need to approve the resolutions honoring staff that we've already given out.
Yep.
And so is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve the consent agenda items as presented in items 7A, 7B, 7C, and 7D.
Second.
There's no
Roll call, please.
Mr. Bosch,
Yes.
Ms. Bethay,
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Havigorst,
Yes.
Mr. Booth,
Yes.
Mrs. Marks.
Yes. 6 ayes, motion carries. We have 2 action agenda items. The first is the second payment of September 2021 bills and the first payment of October 2021 bills. Are there any questions on any of the bills? Is there a motion to approve?
Moved upon the recommendation of the chief school business official that the Board of Education authorize the second payment of September 2021 bills and the first payment of October 2021 bills in an amount not to exceed $2,138,352.58.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Bethay,
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Havigorst,
Yes.
Mr. Booth,
Yes.
Mr. Bosch,
Yes.
Mrs. Marks.
Yes. 6 ayes, motion carries. We need to approve the contract with Polaris, formerly Midwest Analytics.
Yes, Polaris is the newly renamed Midwest Analytics. This is the company that provides our student growth data to us, which is part of the Performance Evaluation Review Act, PARA. Basically, every teacher is evaluated using 2 components, one of which is the growth of our students. So using advanced statistical models, they basically tell us whether or not our students are growing at the rate that they're expected to grow. So that's what Polaris does. They've also created a student dashboard for us, which is going to be used extensively by our RTI teams to monitor students. So it's a one-house shop, so to speak, for all of the student data, reports from teachers, et cetera, so our SST groups can thoroughly review students. So that is the work that Polaris does for us.
Any questions? Is there a motion to approve?
Moved upon the recommendation of the superintendent that the Board of Education approve the contract with Polaris Education LLC to develop and provide student growth data for the next 3 school years at a cost not to exceed $20,000 per year.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Havigorst,
Yes.
Mr. Booth,
Yes.
Mr. Bosch,
Yes.
Ms. Bethay,
Yes.
Ms. Marks.
Yes. 6 ayes, motion carries. We have the approval of, we have employment.
Yes, we are still in the process, we being the principals in the back, of constantly looking for people to fill in supervisory capacities, food service, et cetera, as well as teaching positions in the middle of the year. So kudos again to our principals for their finding great people to come join us. So Paul Hrechko, be a custodian at Churchill, Christine Cotter, a supervisor at Willow, Sandra Esparza, food service substitute, Destiny Talley, food service substitute, Scott Chambers, special ed assistant at Churchill, Lauren Graham, supervisor at Churchill, Diane Green, food service substitute, Kaya Griffin, special ed assistant at Willow, Janie Johns, pre-K assistant at Willow, Timothy Bennett, general music teacher at Willow, and Benjamin Packard, a first grade teacher at Willow.
Any questions? Is there a motion to approve?
Moved upon the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Education approve the employment of Paul Recco effective September 20, 2021, Christine Cotter effective October 4th, 2021, Sandra Esparza effective October 5, 2021, Destiny Talley effective October 6, 2021, Scott Chambers effective October 7, 2021, Lauren Graham, Diane Green, Kaya Griffin, Janie Johns, and Tim Bennett effective October 12, 2021, and Benjamin Packard effective October 18, 2021. Upon the terms recommended by the superintendent, conditioned only upon receipt of a satisfactory criminal background report, and upon receipt no later than October 31, 2021, of evidence of proper legal qualifications for the position to be filled.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Havigorst,
Yes.
Mr. Booth,
Yes.
Mr. Bosch,
Yes.
Ms. Bethay,
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt,
Yes.
Ms. Marks.
Yes. 6 ayes, motion carries. Are there any discussion items tonight? Is there any written communication to the board?
No, there is not.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all for coming.